revoir, bonjour, what have you. Welcome to the first edition of Purple Power Hour for the 2008 and this spring semester. Back for another ride with KSU Sports. I'm Ryan Wallace, manning the show by my lonesome this time. But that doesn't mean we are short on highlights by any means, so let's get right to it. 24. It's a number that doesn't need any explaining around these parts during men's basketball season. Because for 24 years, the battle for Kansas supremacy was dominated by the visitors in Manhattan. This time around, though, both teams came in unbeaten in conference, setting up a clash for the ages, a game we'll not soon forget. And that's a sight I'll never forget, a feeling that will be hard to top in my book. Just an incredible display of heart and effort by our Cats. And before we go on, let's take a closer look at just how this streak ended. The year was 1983. The Billboard charts belonged to the Police and Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. Eddie Murphy was busting guts with laughter while JR was still dominating the television. Nancy Reagan called for us to just say no, while Hooters opened their doors for the first time for wings. And every kid had a Cabbage Patch Kid. Every theater had Tony Montana. So just how did Kansas State pull off arguably the biggest upset in school history? Let's go between the hardwood and take a look. Kansas is a solid team, there's no doubt about that, but as we look back at the 2007 game versus this year's victory at Bramlage Coliseum, it's not hard to see why the Jayhawks are beatable. Let's start on defense. For those of you not familiar with KU, all production sets up from the high screens. Watch this classic pick and roll as the Cat defense loses Darrell Arthur, fearing a Brandon Rush three-pointer. Easy bucket. Now again here as the Hawks try to penetrate, opting instead for the open J.
Watch closely as Sasha Khan clears the paint for Julian Wright to roll for an over-the-top pass. But because Lance Harris and Cartier Martin mix up their switching assignments, Chalmers drains the three instead. Fast forward now to this season, more cuts and high post picks, but here Blake Young and Darren Kent execute aggressive defense while asserting themselves into position, forcing a miss with time on the shot clock dwindling. Also, watch here as Dominique Sutton notices Sasha Khan will not be a threat on the outside, sticking with his man Mario Chalmers and forcing an eventual turnover. On offense, last year's key word for the Cats was stagnant. Lots of swinging the ball around the perimeter with no cuts or screens, looking for openings that simply never appeared. This also hurt chances at rebounds as well, with Wildcats littered outside the paint and Jayhawk red and blue inside grabbing easy boards. But this time around, dribble drives, skip passes, and flat-out hustle paid off for points. While the Cats didn't get this ball in from Jacob Pullen, skip passes and fakes keyed Kansas off balance on defense. Here, with Michael Beasley and Bill Walker outside of the paint, defenders like Darnell Jackson can only watch Jacob Pullen blow by on this penetration move, and thanks to a Blake Young cut, Bill Walker goes unboxed out, nailing the tip-in. So it's not easy beating KU, but at least now you know how.
Well, would the team rebound from the difficult loss come Wednesday in the Little Apple, or would big man Alex Marich say otherwise? We'll find out after the break. Plus, stay tuned as we check up on the women's side of the court and take our first look at 2008's newest Wildcats. Keep it locked. This is Purple Power Hour.